There's another little update for you guys. Oops. So we got the valve cover nice and powder coated and painted. Looks good. We got the turbo done. We got the pulse it real quick. We got the fuse panel holder, the underdrive pulley, and the wastegate bracket. I'm gonna show you real quick. There's the underdrive pulley, the real one, unorthodox one. I painted the wrong one first. The modern performance. There's the unorthodox. Everything matches. Looks fucking awesome. Got that. Here's the wastegate bracket. Pretty. And then here is the fuse panel holder. Bolts right on like that. And holds your fuse box. And then we did something for Shay's. Ready to show and say, Tom?
Yeah, or can we take it off?
Another update for you guys. So where we are now is we got most of the wiring harness hooked up. We got the turbo hooked up. We got the coolant lines and the oil lines hooked up. We still got to hook them to the block down here in the back. We haven't got that far. I got to crawl under the car to do that. We just got an oil for it, an oil filter from my dad. We got almost all the parts on that we powder coated. I think there's only one. I think it's the underdrive pulley, and I still want to do the trans mount, but the trans mount's going to have to wait. But you can see we got the turbo powder coated, we got the wastegate powder coated, the valve cover, the intake, the coolant tube down there, the fuse box cover right here, which you can't see, but you know, it's just little things that count. We got that. And then we got the coilovers. Oh, and the motor mount. All that painted purple. Looks fucking beautiful to me. She's timed. We got the cam magnet rotated. Just little things that I gotta remember. We still gotta hook the ECU out. Wait till we get fuel in it. And I gotta bleed the fuel system because it sat for so long. Make sure there's no rust in there. And then the only thing that's going to keep me from driving it is I need a brake line and tags for it. Hopefully my paycheck will be big enough I can get at least tags put on my car so I can drive it to work and start spooling again. So, there's another little update. We got to install the radiator. We got to put all the hose clamps on the coolant lines. We got to get the oil dipstick stuck in there to where it doesn't fall out. And we got to put the clutch cable on. Throttle cable's hooked up. We got to hook the clutch cable up and bleed the brake lines basically, and then she's ready to run. She can start up without the brake lines, so I might fire her up tonight just to hear her run. Depends where we get on the oil lines. So, see you guys in a little bit. What's up, guys? Back again with the neon. So we got pretty far. I'm honestly really not far from firing it up. Biggest thing right now, fucking loud ass highway. Hopefully you guys can hear me and I ain't gotta fucking scream the whole time. Anyways, I gotta drop the oil pan again because I remembered, oh yeah, SRT4s are oil lubricated. The first gens do not have, let me turn the light. And I remember the first gens don't have a drain. Right there is the drain line. There should be a spot in the block right here somewhere that the oil can drain into, but that's not the case. So we gotta take a hose, run it down, and we gotta drill our oil pan. I'm gonna drill it right here and put the drain plug right here somewhere. It sucks because there's really nowhere flat. And you want it as flat as you can, and you want as high as you can on your oil pan, which is really making me think about swapping back to a first gen oil pump and an oil pan, just so I don't have to deal with drilling my oil pan. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see what I decide. The problem with changing the oil pump is I gotta take it at a time, take the oil pump off, blah 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 blah. Just a lot of unnecessary crap. So, anyways, let me get this oil pan off here, take these little 10 millimeters out, I'll be back. Okay guys, so after a couple hours of searching, looking at my old oil pan, blah 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 blah. By the way, if anybody wants to buy this, it already has a drain plug hooked up on it. That's just JB welded in there. Never had an issue out of it. Never leaked. I was about to take it off, so hopefully I didn't crack any of it. It all looks like it's still intact. I was thinking about robbing that one out of there, but after looking through my garage, I actually found a better setup. So here's the oil pan we're tapping. We're going to tap it right here above the drain plug, but up here in the corner. Like I said, I was looking through the garage. I found this hose bib. It's kind of like the one that's on the 2.4 oil pan over here, but not the same. This one has a hose bar. And then I had a couple other things. I had like this little piece I was going to use. I was definitely about to use this one because that one looks nice. But then I found something even better that's going to look even cleaner. Bang! Right there. We got, this is for some AM fuel lines I bought that were way, way too big for the setup I had. And we're going to use it for the oil pan instead. And it looks great because it comes apart. Hold up. As you can see, I can tap this in there, bang, have it sticking out of there, and easily disconnect it right off there like that, jug my hose in there, and I'm good. And then I'm at a perfect 90-degree angle instead of my hose trying to bend a 90 into here. I'll be able to just go straight into my hose, which is fucking awesome because then it won't bother around the axle and all that other stuff. So we got our 1/2-inch drill bit, and we're about to drill this fucking oil pan. So I'm gonna get my drill out, and once I get that hole drilled, I'll be back. And then we'll start tapping this AN fitting in there. Okay guys, so after about an hour of trying to figure out how we were gonna do this, because I like my shit being perfect, and I didn't have a big enough drill bit. First off, I did hit it with a 1/2-inch drill bit like I told you guys. But I was trying to bore it out a little bit. I snapped my drill bit in half. 1/2-inch drill bit snapped in half. That's pretty crazy, right? Yeah. Anyways, we were like, fuck, oh well. I was like, fuck, oh well. What am I gonna do next? Obviously me, because no one's fucking here to help me. Figure out what we're gonna do next. I remember I had a step bit. So I step bit this thing down to this size and then did the inside a little bit, and it still was just a little too small, so I just kept hitting it with the step bit and finally got to this point. So then I took an oil pressure sensor because it's the same threads as this AN fitting right here, the same as an oil pressure fitting, luckily, because we're going into the oil pressure sensor. This gave me an idea. Sorry, brain fart. Thinking about my oil setup back there that I don't like. Anyways, we took this oil pressure sensor, we stuck it in this hole, and we used the oil pressure sensor socket to tighten it down. It's around here somewhere. Who gives a shit anyways? So we got that in there. You can see she starts. That's awesome. I could plug it one day if I had to with an oil pressure sensor. But now we have our AM thing. So to get our AM fitting in there, it'll thread in no problem. I mean, not no problem. It's still a little tight because I want it like that. If you know anything about AM things, they get wider from the top to the bottom. This is actually NPT fitting, National Pipe Thread fitting, and this is an AM fitting. This is National Pipe Thread. But anyways, it gets larger as it gets back to threads. I'm just going to go and get some JB Weld, mix some JB Weld up, put it on the threads of this, put it on here, just like I did the 2.4 oil pan because it held up great. And we're just going to JB Weld it in there, let it dry overnight, and we'll stick it on tomorrow, and we can fill this thing with oil and probably fire it. Everything else is basically done. I just need fluids, axles, and this fucking drain line. The only problem I had that stopped me and slowed me down was this stupid drain line that we're about to take care of. So I'm going to get some JB Weld first. I'm going to clean up some of these metal shavings that are sitting around. You can see there's a pile there, a pile behind me. And we're going to clean those up, get some JB Weld out, JB Weld that, and then it should be time to go to work. I'm also going to clean this off a little bit with some sandpaper or something. Same with the inside. Make sure it's real clean. After the JB Weld's dry tomorrow, we'll clean the oil pan out one more good time. And so there's no shavings in here. I cleaned it out since I drilled it. I don't know why people tell you to drill your drain line with oil in the pan. I mean, if you're going to drain the oil, that's fine. But, dude, this thing got loaded full of oil metal shavings. And I did everything I could to keep them out. I mean, you can see, like, my fingers loaded with them. I don't know. It's just not what I would do. I'd rather drop the oil pan and just do it outside of the car with any car. So let me clean up this mess, get some JB Weld out. When I get the JB Weld, I'll be back. Okay, guys, so we got our JB Weld. We got something to mix it on. We got something to mix it with. We have our fitting. We have our oil pan. I'm about to get this done. Oh, fuck, I still want to clean that off a little bit so the JB Weld can stick to it. I'll be right back. Okay, now that we cleaned it up right there and right there, the JB Weld should have no problem sticking. So let's mix up some JB Weld real quick. Pea-sized amount of both. After a freaking hour trying to get this thing to thread in there, we got it good. We got JB Weld around it. We're gonna let it dry overnight, and tomorrow we'll reinstall the oil pan and we'll be done with it. Probably take this piece off because I don't need it. It's just in there because I was trying to use it to pull that piece through, because I just could not get it started for the life of me. I might even leave it in there if I can. We're gonna test try it very quick before we clean up. So see you guys tomorrow. Okay, guys, we got that JB welded on there. It looks good enough for me. We'll let that dry overnight and we'll call it. Come down and install the oil pan tomorrow. I'm gonna leave this one here as like a nut, and then I'm gonna cut it off in the middle somewhere. It clears right now. I already put it on. It clears. I just want to make it more flush, if that makes any sense. But yeah, that's all I want to do. And then that'll be ready to put together. Slap the oil pan on there, slap that oil return line, and we'll be done with that. By the way, the oil return line is that black pipe right there stretching down. You can see it goes down and stops right there, and it's supposed to go into the back of the block, but on a non-turboed 2.4 it doesn't have that drain plug thing, so you gotta make your own. So see you guys tomorrow to finish this. Oh hey, what's up guys? World's worst YouTuber back again. Didn't show you the oil pan. Got reinstalled, just bolted it down. I was like, wow, why didn't I just show them that before I put it in? But you can see the outside of the oil drain. Right there she is. She looks fucking magnifico to me. There's no leaks. That is not a leak, it's just a dimple in it where I picked a piece of dirt over that. The inside looks great. There was even JB Weld in the threads, because I was going to take the piece off that's in the inside, but literally it welded the threads together. So that thing is never going to come out of there. It's a perfect little setup. I'm going to loosen this nut and tilt it at an angle a little bit more, because I want to get it as lined up with that as possible. So all I got to do is turn that like a little bit this way. That's it. And then we can hook that drain line up. And then we gotta fuck with this drain line setup, which I think I kind of want to change it. I want to go to the parts store or the Home Depot in the morning and shorten up this piece, because my piece is hitting the manifold, the piece I have, because this is all custom setup. This isn't factory. None of this is close to being factory. So here's the little oil doohickey I got right here. So this spot plugs into, I guess my light's not on. So this piece plugs into the block, and then this plug is for the turbo line, one of the turbo feed lines. Yeah, this is the feed line, and then this is for an oil pressure sensor. And then the other hole in the block, the one that's usually plugged off, we're using for the oil, the coolant supply, the coolant return. And then this is the coolant supply, the factory one. We're tapping it off of the coolant line right here. But yeah, I think I want to take this piece out right here and get a shorter one that has this nipple, and just get a nipple that's double-sided, if that makes any sense. Wow. World's worst focus ever, dude. I'll be back. Try this again. There we go. So yeah, I want to get one just a double-sided nipple with no gap in the middle, and I think that'll get me far enough away from the O2 housing that it won't make a big deal, because at this point it's annoying and it's hitting. Yeah, I don't want it to hit. So I'm gonna see if I have one first, and if not, I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow.